This is Minding My Business, and I'm Brother Lyles. I want to thank you for tuning in to my channel on today. And as you come in, as I always do, customarily ask you to please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe and please leave a comment. I just want to talk to you today, especially to you young black men out there that have a family. Please take care of your business. Please take care of your insurance policies. And if you don't have an insurance policy, you need to get one. And we're going to talk about that later on. But make sure that the beneficiaries and all these things on your insurance policies are updated. Please take care of any stocks or bonds of government annuities that you have, any of these things, because you just don't know what tomorrow will bring. I was involved in a very serious car accident yesterday that almost took my life on Interstate 40. And my car was totaled out, and a young man that rear-ended me from behind, his car was totaled out. As far as I understand, he didn't sustain any serious injuries that I know of, at least from what I could see on the other side of the highway, because that's where he knocked me. When he hit me, he knocked me on the other side of the highway, and he was off into the grassy area. I did see some people pull him out, and I don't think I remember seeing him get in the ambulance. I had to go to the hospital, but the thing that was kind of shook me a little bit is because that morning, for some reason, I looked at my government thrift savings plan, which is like the government stocks and bonds or annuity that when you work for the federal government you pay into, and they had sent me a email that just say, hey, you know, your quarterly statement is in there, and I was noticing that when I opened it up, that the beneficiary on there, now it is there for my wife, that's taken care of, but for my sons, so that if something happened to me and my wife, how it will be divided amongst them, I need to update that. But also, I was thinking about my life insurance policy. I was thinking, man, you know, if something happened to me, you know, my wife would be taken care of. I was thinking all of that morning before this accident happened, because wouldn't it be something, young men and young women, that as your car is flipping end over end, or let's just say it's going over a cliff or something like that. Of course, we don't sit and think about these things every day, and we shouldn't. But just put yourself in that situation that you're thinking. If, y'all forbid, you got in that situation and you're thinking all these thoughts going through your mind, and you're maybe thinking, I'm getting ready to get out of here, and who's going to take care of my loved ones? I didn't do what I needed to do when I had the opportunity to do it. I'm here to tell you that even with the economy the way it is, you need to take care of these things. You need to take care of wills. In fact, when I got to the hospital, that's one of the things they asked me. They said, do you have a healthcare power of attorney? Do you have a will and all these living will? And I said, yes. Now I need to go back and I need to check and make sure that they're updated. But we do have those things, and we intentionally forced ourselves many years ago. And it wasn't just because we had been in the military, because in the military, you forced to do those things. But kind of when we got out of the military, we kind of let some of them things lax a little bit, and we had to get on our job many years ago to get these things to where they are. And so again, get your business in order, young man, young woman. And if you don't have an insurance policy, get you some insurance policy. If your job is not offering 401k or anything, you can go through Cash App, and you can buy stocks and bonds. You can buy Bitcoin if that's what you into, but do something. I think Robinhood and some of them other day trading sites are out there where you can do those different things. Although I would tell you to be cautionary because of that, because they have had some issues in the past. But do something to the income that you bringing in, that you always put aside some for not just yourself when you get older, but for your wife and your children. Because this message is for those that are single but maybe seeking to one day get married, and to those that are married, because it is a good thing to accumulate these things to be passed on to somebody after you get once you have completed this life, whatever it is that you are doing or plan on doing. Once you complete that, and you did all the vacations and worked all the nice jobs in your life, we all are set that we have an expiration date that we got to leave out here. And all that you have accumulated, who are you going to leave that to? Who is it going to go to? So that just say you are not married or don't plan on getting married. That is a message that you probably want to tune into my ministry channel, Contending for the Faith, or to the Fire and the Vision, and I'll tell you the fallacy that marriage is no good. The fallacy that being committed to one person and raising a family is no good. But let's just say, because we're on this channel, we're not gonna talk on that right now. We're gonna talk on, even if that's not your case, if you got a mother or a father or brothers or sisters or even children that you have with a woman that's not your wife, or several children with different women that's none of them is not your wife, that you accumulated is going to be left to them, if you have accumulated anything. And it is a good thing to leave something to be passed on. I have a good friend of mine. He's divorced right now, but he is raising his child as a single father. And I'm here to tell you that he does, from what I understand from him, he does plan on being married in the future, but right now he's trying to finish raising his children. But if something was to happen to him, now his children will be well taken care of, because he has that mindset. Make sure your insurance is straight. Make sure your stocks and bonds all that kind of stuff is straight, and he is planning, you know, that in mind for his children. Now, probably once he gets married, whenever that will be, then his game plan will change because his children probably will have been out of the house, and now he would be married, and he would have to make sure that his spouse would be taken care of, and he probably also make sure that his kids would have something also. But these things need to be done, because when situations happen like they did to me yesterday, that was one of the things going through my mind that I didn't have to think about. What I had to think about was, hey, where is this car gonna land? If I get hit from this side by oncoming traffic, what am I gonna do? That was what was going through my mind. But you would hear the testimonies of people that have escaped death in car accidents or whatever other kind of incident happening, and a lot of them would say in their testimony who is going to take care of so and so, because they knew in their mind that they was going to die, but they knew also in their mind in that short span of time that the incident happened, that they was going to leave this plane of existence, and those that's going to be left behind, they was thinking in their mind. You would hear these people testifying that they knew, hey, that they're going to be struggling because they depended upon me. And a lot of times they said that's what caused them to have that great desire to live, because they was understanding, man, I can't die, not because I feel that it's unfair. I got to live because although I know death comes to everybody, those that have been dependent upon me, I hadn't prepared excuse me, I hadn't prepared the situation that if I pass, they would be taken care of. And so I gotta will myself to live so that I can make it through. And when I make it through and I get that second chance, I'm gonna make things right. I'm gonna make sure that they are taken care of no matter what happens to me. And that is although that is a strong testimony to man's desire to live, it also is kind of sad too that it takes that for you to get serious, to make preparations for those that you love. And we in the Black community are really bad about talking about when we gonna leave this plane of existence. And I'm not talking about somebody that's always fixating on talking about, I'm getting out of here, I'm ready to die, and all these other kind of things. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a person that's level-headed, level-minded, that understand at any age, at any time, I can get out of here. Let me get my house in order, because you are seeing too many of these stories where people of all ages, not just young people, but old people too, are dying, and they having to get GoFundMes and Cash Apps and stuff from people to raise money to bury them, and that's not good. When my children were children, I had riders on my life insurance with them on it, not because I was hoping that they was gonna die as children, but I said, if something happened, I want to be able to bury them. Now, we are working on some other things because they are adults, and those riders, before those riders ran out, because what most insurance companies will tell you is when your child get ready to turn a certain age, those riders can be upgraded to life insurance for adults. And because they have been on it, they won't have to get no health check. They can just start paying the premiums for as adult on those and just keep them going. Now my children just decided not to do it, and I told them 2 years in advance. I told every one of them 2 years before the rider was supposed to lapse out once they turned a certain age. I think it was, I want to say it was 23 on, yeah, I think it was age 23. And they said, hey, tell your children at age 23. I think 23 was because that was if they was gonna go to college, graduate, go to college, be done at 23. That the rider was gonna, if they didn't get it, it was gonna lapse. But they had to pick it up, and they didn't pick it up. So now I'm strongly encouraging them to get in life insurance on their self, because they still somewhat young. But once you get over age 30, and especially if you have health issues, it's gonna be very, very hard, but not impossible. But I'm here to tell you, I'm encouraging you, young black man, young black woman, young black family, please get your living will. Please get your health care power of attorney. Please get your life insurance. Get as much as you can afford. I'm not saying go crazy and spend half of your check on life insurance policies and all these things, but start out with at least enough to bury and give your spouse or your children at least 6 months that they can live off of the insurance. And as your income and stuff get better, then increase the amount that you can, but at the least enough to bury you, and like I said, pay some bill. If you're the sole breadwinner, then you're gonna have to make a sacrifice and get more, because then that spouse that you have who is not working, it will be left out in the cold if you don't get enough life insurance to at least give them some breathing room, that they can figure some things out if they don't have any income coming in. These are all things that we need to think about, and not let all the headline news and all the stuff that's going on in the world, the wars and all these things, distract us. Because I'm going to tell you, distraction brings dissatisfaction. I'm going to give you this true story. And this is not isolated. I heard this happen plenty of times when I was in the military. In the military, from time to time, and definitely when we get ready to deploy, they always make you check your insurance, your military insurance, power of attorneys, wills, all that stuff. You have to do it. You can't deploy without that stuff. So it was an individual. He had did the 400. This is some years ago. I don't know how much it is now, but he had did the $400,000, military insurance if you die or whatever in the combat zone or whatever, and he had put his spouse on there. So he came back from the deployment. He made it back from the deployment. As time goes on, him and that spouse, they divorce. He stays in the military though, but he has no deployments that have came up, and he has no periodic thing that comes up where he has to go check the insurance beneficiaries on his $400,000 life insurance policy. So that original first spouse is still on there. Some years go past. He gets transferred to another unit. He meets another lady. He marries her. And for whatever reason, he got deployed. No, let me take that back. He didn't get deployed. He had a car accident or something. Before they could go in there and check that beneficiary on there and change that first spouse off of there and put his second spouse, he died. So because he was not keeping up with that, when he died, that second spouse, when she went to get that insurance payout, they said, your name is not on here. His first spouse is on there. But she said, they're divorced. He said, unless his first spouse says, oh, okay, I'll voluntarily take my name off and put your name on. Unless she voluntarily do that, that money goes to her. And unfortunately, that first spouse didn't do that. And so this is a true story. That $400,000 went to her, not to the second spouse. You can imagine what that second spouse was probably saying at that service member's funeral. She probably was cursing him to heaven and said, why didn't you check that? Why didn't you change that? I'm pretty sure she didn't say that to his family, but I'm pretty sure in the privacy of her home, while she was probably, yes, grieving his death, she probably was saying, woo, you left me in a bad situation. So we have to keep up on these things. And like I said, that story I've heard that not just with military, but I heard it in civilian world where people don't keep up with these things, or they do, things where they have a general power of attorney that they have given somebody, and they don't really understand who that person is, and then that person takes that general power of attorney and destroys their life. I've seen that in the military too. I've seen, you can give a specific, in the military and in the civilian, you can give what they call a specific power of attorney, where you're saying this person that is on this power of attorney can operate in these areas of my life as if they were me. And these are the only thing they can. But then you have the general power of attorney where you're saying they can operate in everything pertaining to me. And a lot of times, you're in the military, they say, are you sure, right, that you want to live this general power of attorney to your spouse? Do you know her or him well enough? So most time people will do that. But it was many instances, by the way, that I seen while I was in the service, and I'm pretty sure it's happened here in the civilian world too, where these guys marry someone they really maybe didn't really know each other that well. In this case, it was a guy. This happened at one of the posts I was at. They said he was dating this lady for about 6 months. And then once he found out that the post that we was at was getting ready to deploy to a combat zone, when he was filling out the paperwork, they had got married. Okay, I know what happened. Once he found out, they immediately ran out, got married immediately, because he was thinking, I'm going to go there and something could happen. I'm going to die. I need to get married so I can leave her, in case something happened, I can leave her with insurance and all these other things. And so they got married, and when he did the power of attorney, he did a general power of attorney. Well, like I said, he only known that lady for 6 months, and once he deployed, and I guess the pressure of being a new military spouse and not really knowing a lot about the military life, she just like, look, I think they said he called her from the combat zone, and she was like, look, I can't, this is not the kind of life that I want to live. I thought I did. It looked glamorous, but I'm getting ready to go home to my mom, because I think she was from another state. And they said she took that general power of attorney and she took him to the bank, but she had the general power of attorney that he get, and there was nothing he could legally do because he had signed it over to her, and he was still there. So about time he was able to finally get it straightened out, and the unit got back to the States. They said when he got back to the apartment, she had wiped everything out, wiped out his bank account and all that stuff, and left the divorce decree and stuff in the house, in the apartment for him, because he really didn't know her like that. So, and all these things, you got to know what you getting yourself into. And we as Black people, we got to do better. I'm talking to myself. I mean, even though I believe that I'm up to snuff on something, there's still some things that I need to get up to snuff on, like that beneficiary one for if something happened to me and my wife, and then it's left to my sons. I gotta get that equally divided amongst them for that TSP. Now I do have it for in the life insurance area. That's straight with me and my wife. But also I need to get the wheels updated also too, because they were done when my sons were younger. And do plan on doing these things, but we should not wait to have accidents and different things, near misses like that, to do these things. So I'm just, expressing to you, my life circumstance, and hopefully that you will take that and you'll even do better than what I'm doing. Like I said, don't wait for something like this to happen to wake you up to your need to get your paperwork in order. So with that, I'm going to ask you to give this video a thumbs up. I ask you to subscribe, and I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. And I'm going to ask you to also please subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Fire in Division, with my two AI podcasters, The Flame and The Watcher. Have a good day.